The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson will be delayed 15 minutes in order to bring you this Wimbledon update from NBC Sports.
NBC Sports presents Wimbledon 85 Update. Tonight's program brought to you by Miller Beer. Miller, made the American way since 1855. By Jazz from Lotus, the business software Macintosh was invented for. And by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, phone your nearest BMW dealer. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Wimbledon. It was Ladies' Day today, and we are now assured a battle of former champions on Saturday for this 85 title. Chris Evert-Lloyd, she's won 3 times. Martina Navratilova, a 5-time champion. They'll be matched again for the 66th time in their long rivalry. It's a rematch of the French Open Championship. And the men's preview of the semis tomorrow. Will it be Jimmy Connors, or will it be that youngster Boris Beckert, or the Swede Anders Jarrett, or Kevin Kern? We'll look at that, too. But first, Martina Navratilova, Zina Garrison on our Wimbledon 85 report.
Over 200 years ago, a symbol was chosen for the American way. A symbol that represented strength and pride. One that would last as long as America itself. Today, the American eagle is an endangered species and needs your help. When you buy Miller Beer through the July 4th holiday, look for this special refund offer and find out how you can help Miller help this living symbol live forever.
Miller's made the American way.
For all those people who never could warm up to computers, Lotus introduces Jazz. Jazz, the business software Macintosh was invented for.
Gold medalists Tim Daggett and Scott Johnson head a field of Olympic hopefuls at the U.S. Gymnastics Championships on NBC Sports World, Sunday.
The 4th of July meeting between the defending champion Martina Navratilova and the number 8 seed Zina Garrison was a bona fide firecracker of a match, perhaps more than Navratilova had expected. Her opponent certainly didn't fizzle, although she did have to face the fact in losing the first set 6-4 that Navratilova is the most powerful attacking player in the women's game.
Oh, up into the royal box.
That'll send him to tea time early.
Shooting gallery, but the Duke of Kent did not make the play. There in the center, president of the club.
Garrison had lost all 9 matches in her head-to-head battles with Navratilova, never winning a set. Came very close today with plays like that.
It was a stunning display of agility and shot making from both ends of the court.
Well, you talk about foot speed and quickness. Watch this work on the baseline by Garrison. First to one corner, then to the other. A marvelous winner, Zina Garrison. And the center court crowd loved her grit today. She went on to lose the first set 6-4 and then took Navratilova into a tiebreaker, 6-all, but in the tiebreaker, Martina jumped ahead 5-1.
And what a redemptive afternoon for Zina Garrison, who a year ago in the second round, she was seeded 5th, lost to Virginia Wade, 38 at the time, and left in tears, terribly distraught. She had lived for a year for another chance on center court, and the pressure she has borne as a black woman in a basically white sport. Everybody asking, are you the next Althea Gibson? She's saying, I'm the first Zina Garrison. And she's showing us something.
Well, even with a handful of match points, Garrison would not relent. She may have cried in her exit last year, but she left today with her chin held high, mighty proud, as was her coach and her fans, for a tremendous effort.
A long journey from a public park in Houston to center court Wimbledon, an improbable journey.
And then to face maybe one of the greatest champions in all of Wimbledon's history. Another winner to go 6-3, Navratilova. But then the end would come. Martina advancing into the finals again, going for her 4th consecutive championship, something that has not been done in 55 years. But she had to beat a very talented 21-year-old to get there.
Game, set, and match. Miss Navratilova.
Her coach, Mike Estep, applauding Martina's continued dominance here at Wimbledon. That was her 27th match win in a row at Wimbledon. She's now won 42 consecutive sets. She has been the best the last 4 years in straight tough sets today over Zina Garrison. The other semi on this All-American 4th at Wimbledon was not as close. Chris Everett Lloyd closed out 18-year-old Kathy Rinaldi, winning the last 9 games, advancing 6-2, 6-love into Saturday's final against Martina. It'll be the 66th time they have met. Rinaldi early, banging away at the baseline, matched Chris shot for shot. Unfortunately, Chris always had the last call.
And that's just what Kathy said. She said, I hit the ball well, I hit it hard. Chris would hit one more shot.
Oh, sorry.
I hit it deep. Chris would hit it deeper.
One of the rare times Rinaldi to the net. You heard Chris say, I'm sorry, as he fired that forehand right at her, and Rinaldi, in a safety effort, able to block it back for the win. It was one of the few times that she would be able to go back to the baseline with a point.
40-30. It's really been a marvelous tournament for this 18-year-old. First headlines 4 years ago, just across the way on court 2, when she became the youngest player ever to win a Wimbledon match at 14. Then we sort of forgot about her.
But this has been her best Grand Slam effort. And she made some good shots today. But as a baseliner, she was playing against the model, the very best. And the teacher had a lesson for the pupil.
2 Floridians. Kathy said she was 6 years old when she first saw Chris Everett Lloyd play.
She idolized her. She patterned her game after Chris Everett Lloyd. Missed overhead by Chris, who was playing in her 42nd Grand Slam championship, and for the 41st time, Everett Lloyd through at least to the semifinals.
People expected so much of Kathy Rinaldi after that precocious beginning. She turned pro at 14. She says, I don't regret that. My parents received a lot of criticism when I turned pro so early. I dropped out of school, but I'm finishing with my class this year with correspondence courses. She said it was a very serious decision. We thought it over, and no one regrets it. I'm improving. And this shows she is indeed.
Indeed, she's elite at the Masters level, if not higher, in the tennis game at center court against Chris Everett Lloyd.
Mrs. Lloyd.
Lloyd would go on to win this game, as she did most today, 6-2 and 6-love. I believe Rinaldi was discouraged in the second set. It was the 1,050th career match win for the all-time women's winner.
Game to Mrs. Lloyd.
She's shooting for her 138th championship, trying to follow up her French victory over Martina Navratilova. She'll meet the defending champion Navratilova again on Saturday. Everett Lloyd over Rinaldi in straight sets today.
When choosing a long-distance company, it's a good idea to know what to expect down the road. You may not get full-service operators. You may not get clear long-distance connections. And you could end up paying more than you expected. AT&T gives you services you count on. Guaranteed discounts off the day rates, plus programs to make your dollar go farther, which all points in one direction. AT&T. AT&T, the right choice.
Listening, learning, informing, educating, planning, advising, relating. This is the process of investing with a financial consultant. If this is the way you like to do business, then you should talk with a financial consultant. They're available at Shearson Lehman Brothers. The Serious Investor and Shearson Lehman Brothers. Minds over money.
For all those confrontations with the unpredictable, BMW introduces the ultimate defense, the 535i. With an amazingly agile suspension, a computer-controlled engine that constantly adjusts to changing driving conditions, and an ingenious anti-lock braking system. The 535i. It lets those who take driving seriously peacefully coexist with those who don't.
A reminder to stay tuned. After the Tonight Show, we'll have the entire Chris Everett Lloyd Kathy Rinaldi match for you. Reprise, Navratilova and Garrison, and also a look ahead to the matchup between Martina and Chris and what they feel about Saturday's battle. Now ahead to tomorrow's menu here at Wimbledon, the men's semifinals. Whom do you like, Bud Collins and Stan Smith?
Okay, Dick, Stan Smith. We're into the Final Four, as they say in another sport. Blackjack Boris Becker against Anders Jarrett, and James Scott Connors against Kevin Curran. What are we going to see out there?
Well, I'm really impressed with Becker's poise out there. He does very well with that big serve. He returns well, but that poise is amazing for 17 years old. 17.
He could be the youngest champion and the first unseeded champion. Now, Anders Jarrett is the phantom. He should have lost in the first round to Claudio Panata. What in the world is he doing here?
Well, Jarrett is returning very well. He's got this new racket. He's also serving better, and he's very quick around the court, and I expect to see him at the net quite a bit tomorrow.
Jimmy Connors has won it twice before, but 2 years ago, Kevin Curran knocked him off with 33 aces. Is Curran going to do that again?
Well, Curran is serving very big. He's got the weapons to blow Jimmy off the court. It could be a quick match. But if it's a long match, Jimmy's mentality, that confidence, and that grit could win the match.
Make a pick, Smith.
I'm going to go with Curran, a very tight match.
And I'm going against you. Jimmy Connors. Dick?
Jimmy Connors may have benefited most by Kevin Curran's work against John McEnroe yesterday, but McEnroe is still on the ground, you know. He's with Peter Fleming, and they're defending their Wimbledon Men's Championship, and we'll be covering their semifinal match tomorrow. Don't forget a big 3-hour afternoon report from Wimbledon that begins at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, as well as our 2 late-night editions from Wimbledon. From all of us at NBC Sports, stay tuned for The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. Good night from Wimbledon.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines. You're not just flying. You're flying the friendly skies. A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by Hilton. Competition. It's what gives meaning to success. It's what makes Hilton America's business address.
This has been a presentation of NBC Sports, the leader in innovative sports television.